Hi, welcome to another new video. So in today's video, we'll be talking about Shire Olive. Shire Olive is one of those colors that Schmincke Aquarelle has came out with as part of their Super-granulation series of colors. There are in fact several series, and I shall just leave you the link, I guess, to the playlist, or just go to my playlist about the Schmincke colors, and you can see almost all the different series and all the different colors that they have. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so let's dive into Shire Olive today. So I got a pen of it from Jackson's. This is made up of PY159 and PP35. So PY159 is Volcano Yellow. So it's one of the colors in the Volcano series and a single pigment color. And it's crazy granulating, gritty, textured yellow color. And then we have Cobalt Azul. Cobalt Azul is PB35. So this is like a cobalt cerulean color. In fact, there's actually two, PB35 and PB36. So this is PB35. This is like kind of a, I think more a red leaning, I would say like a more subtle cobalt cerulean that they have. And together, I think when we mix them together, I was able to get pretty close to the actual color itself. So there you go, this is how you mix it. The pigment information, let's go through that. It is semi-transparent, and then it has 5-star on the light fastness test, so it is excellent light fast property, and it's semi-staining, and it's granulating. You know, when I swatch, I normally swatch from a higher concentration, right, at the top to a lower concentration. And then when we look at the I always have a line that I put under, and then I put a paint over. And now I'm going to do a line over it. So when you compare the intensity of the lines, like the one on top and versus the one below, you can actually see that I think it's kind of opaque. If you use it at a concentrated, very concentrated, you can see a lot of these lines being covered, the dark lines being covered. So try not to use that much. If I believe at a lower concentration, you can actually get it to be a semi-transparent color. So when we look at the paint in water and the water in paint test, you do see that the paint in water test, there is this initial, the blush yellow particles from PY159, Volcano Yellow, going down, and then the cerulean, cobalt cerulean some big particles coming down together with it, but it then diffuses out, you know, in a ring that's around it. So it does have a beautiful separation. And in the water and pigment test, you see that being pushed around, and you get this nice backflow. You get this texture. So that's the Cobalt Azul or the Cobalt Cerulean that's being pushed out to the by the water. So let's try the staining test. So according to Schmincke, it is supposed to be semi-staining. So let's just use I'm using a flat Bristol synthetic brush to kind of remove that. And you can see that I can easily remove the yellow, and but I can't return the paper to its original color. Okay, but it's pretty close. So I think it's quite, you know, if you talk about it being semi-staining, I think it's almost close to like non-staining, but you do still see that cerulean blue color coming down. That's kind of like stick onto the paper a little bit more. So when we look at the gradient test, you can actually see that the color coming down, the cobalt cerulean moving really fast and going down, and then the big particles of that the Volcano Yellow PY159 just kind of dropping, and it kind of just push along, and you see that just kind of separating out. So that separation is very obvious and not subtle at all. So now let's look at the comparison with the other greens in the Super-granulation series, because we know there's 45 colors, close to 45 colors. And when you compare it, I think it's really close to another color in the Shire series, which is Shire Green. So we'll probably be looking at that in future videos, because there are 5 colors, and this is the first one of Shire series that I'm doing. So it's pretty close. And then we do have the other greens like Forest Green, Glacier Green, and Forest Brown. So Forest Brown is not like green, but it looks a bit green. So when you compare it together, those are kind of darker, more olive-like color. This is like a spring, bright, sunny yellow. Like, I think you can use this very easily on pears, green apples, leaves. I think some of it will look nice in botanicals. But just do note that some people they don't really like that pigmentation, that yellow that goes down and forming those really big granulation. So if you are not into that, if you want something smooth, then this is not a color for you. And when we look at the mixtures with when I mix it with the colors of the color wheel, so if you mix it with yellow, you can push that springy spring green look color even more. Like when you mix it together, you get this really nice color, this really nice bright yellow green color over here. And when you mix it with like the quinacridone pink color, you get a very nice dusty rose to like brownish color. Then I think this is really nice as well. And with the purple, I think it's like a kind of a neutralizing, it's a contrasting complementary color. So you do get, it becomes like a brown when you kind of mix it in the mid-tone. And you do see that yellow kind of dropping off. And of course, when you mix it with the greens and also the blue, you get more greens. So there is a lot of greens that you can get. So this color, I think, is very suitable for painting plants, landscape, with a lot of trees, vegetations, because of these colors that you can get when you mix with the other colors like the browns. Then these are, nice spring green color, and some of these like different shades of green color. So yeah, best color to use for landscapes. I think it's a very interesting color, but I do have both colors. I have the volcano yellow and I also have cobalt cerulean. It's one of those really nice blue colors that I think everyone will have. I think it's easily mixable. So for me, I wouldn't buy this color because I would be able to mix this really easily. But if you don't have either one and you like to paint like the grass, landscape, yeah, by all means go and buy it. It's a beautiful color, nice separation. Okay, so let's go see how I use this in a short front drawing. This is what I've done with this color in a place called Limehouse. Very aptly, Limehouse, because it's green in color. Most of the deco is in green, so I've happily just used the olive green everywhere. And I didn't really mix much. All I did was probably mix it with a bit of the phthalo green that I already have. And also I mixed this with a bit of the, I believe I mixed it with the mahogany brown that I also have for the benches and also the pots. And for the interior, I mix it with the phthalo green, so I get an even darker shade. And over here, I think I use the shadow green primarily, and then just drop a little bit of this color, the Shire Olive, in places that I don't want it to look too homogeneous. So this is a very pleasing color, beautiful cherry color that you can use. And if you are looking for a green that's like that, yeah, do get it. It's beautiful. So we've come to the end of the video. I hope that you have learned something about the Shire colors. Yeah, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you like to see similar content, do subscribe. Let me know if there are any other colors that you want me to review. And I'll see you next week for another Shire color. Bye-bye.